Well, hello there. What's your name? Hello then, my fellow hunters. I mean, hunting was already back, but like, it is so back. A week after the previous trailer, we get another one. And somehow, it's even more exciting. It's even more hype. It's even more filled with ridiculous monsters being ridiculous. The Forbidden Lands looks dangerous, horrific, and just downright ferocious in all of the best ways, and I cannot wait for it to try its best to kill me. Oh, I have never think the monster in Monster Hunter has been more appropriate. But let's get into this frame by frame, everything going on in this, the second trailer, The Hunter's Journey. Oh, that's a face. Okay, look, we gotta start small and build up to more meaningful analysis. How we do. So obviously, more story, little hints that we are getting. This guy traveling into the Forbidden Lands with our new handler and us, the hunter. And clearly we're looking for something, right? This kid wouldn't be with us if we weren't looking for something. The question is, what are we looking for? We still don't really know too much about him, though he does chime in a little bit later on, so let's see. For now, though, yeah, we get a look and a official reveal of our brand new, now confirmed Leviathan. It is Balahara. They are sand swimming, and they are just gorgeously horrific. They've got like a triple-jawed front mouth. Like, I come on, yes, eat me. And little eyes like a oyster does, lining their, well, jaws, face, mouth. It's a really creepy look, but yeah, they are the eyes. And that's just... Ooh, you see what I mean? Putting the monster in monsters again. And these guys clearly form herds, form packs, the new mechanic, like the new bears do, as they swarm through the desert, creating sand traps, dragging unfortunate souls and other creatures in to then devour. And look, just the feel of them actually rampaging along, and you're just desperately sprinting away from them on your seikret. It's such a cool visual and moment, and it really is, I think, setting up this sort of cinematography-ness, this epicness that Wilds is going to give us, that even seems baked into the gameplay with things like focus mode, making those wow little interactions happen on the hunt. And just the idea of us having so many herd monsters is ridiculous. And we immediately then get another look at the slinger doing its thing, like the scatternoth. It'll be some sort of ammo. It does the, like, you know, the stun-esque effect on the head of the balahara, knocking it away. Very similar, actually, to the world's introduction cutscene for Baroth, which is a nice little parallel. Following that, then, we really should talk about our mystery character here. Clearly a new NPC, the website hasn't updated with who he be, but he is wearing what looks to be alarmingly like secret armor, which is a little bit of a unfortunate implication for our poor, lovely mount. Protect him at all costs, but you can't deny that it's very, very fashionable. In any case, we have entered the Forbidden Lands. This has been confirmed to be when we first get here. So I think what's happened is we've parked the sand ship, and we've had to ride over this big dune zone to actually get a little bit into the Windward Plain. We've seen this guy getting chased by the Balaharas, and we've got involved with our slinger to help him out because we're a good, upstanding hunter. And then we get to have our hunter actually have their dialogue back and forth, showing off their voiceness for the first time, because you couldn't really have a cinematic like this with just nod, passionate, nod. Just kind of really undermined the whole situation. So yeah, already then we have this really heavy focus on story, on cinematicness, that seems to be happening in Wilds, and I'm totally not against that. I know a lot of people think Monster doesn't need a story, and I guess no, but it's definitively better with a good one, and it seems like they're having a real proper good crack at it. I am very much open to it, and I definitely want to both know and see more. And then this smooth transition to gameplay is absolutely phenomenal to see. I am hoping that this doesn't mean that, like World and Iceborne, it's going to be a pain if you want to go through the story, do all the new monsters for the first time with someone or someone's. The awkwardness of having to both go in solo, do the new monster cutscene, then one of you leave and join the other one. I realize that's probably a more niche problem because of pro and new, but hey, we shall see. In any case, yeah, we're getting a proper good look at this big open Dune zone, and I really do wonder if the monsters on the Windward Plains are just always kind of there. It's not like random when you load in. Obviously, there's, a lot more than 3 like we're used to, and it's just a case of if you go to this Dune zone, you're going to get swarmed by our new Leviathan. Good luck with that. You have to deal with it. And everywhere just has their territories and populations, all these monsters, and you just interact with it and learn about how to interact with it, or indeed avoid it if you want to. Also, yes, these sand-swimming Leviathans, I mean, clearly the Leviathan belly problem is solved, and I think this is very hopeful for potentially Lagiacrus. In any case, that's of course pure speculation, but what is certainly true is clearly Leviathans are working in a complex way that we have not seen in World or Iceborne, because obviously they weren't in World and Iceborne, and this is very, very hopeful. But hey, actually having hard Leviathans, yeah, that is very, very exciting. Then we get this contextual line from our friend, watch out for the glop, and apparently when these guys spit this green goopy, what I'm assuming will either be sticky, poison, or defense down, maybe all 3, perhaps even a new status effect if it hits you, you've been glopped. Apparently it's called glop specifically, but I do like the reactionary call out to what it's doing, because this is actual gameplay. Yes, it's a story character we're riding along in single player, which, again, actually, if you are wanting to do this with someone, can you? Or do you think it'll just be a cinematic bit that you have to play out yourself, and then you can join up? That's another question, but in any case, yeah, him calling out this contextual line when one of them for the first time fires its glop, I love that it's called glop, is really, really neat, and this zone is absolutely massive. Still clearly part of the Windward Plains, but big open. I imagine the oasis is near here that we saw also in this Dune-like area, but the idea that these guys really are doing their best sort of sandworm impression is so exciting, especially the sand trap pits that they create. In any case, so we continue on, and yeah, our friend here also has a secret mount, so clearly there's something with that. He hasn't traveled with us, at least that we know about, so we've just met him here, so clearly riding secrets is just a thing in this zone, but we already have one, so I wonder if we knew about that and we came with a secret, or if we actually get and tame one just before this whole thing plays out. In any case, we do get ourselves an actual attack from the back of it with the greatsword, a nice just swipe. I'm assuming there's not going to be a complex moveset on the secret, because otherwise you just stay on it and you would run around slashing, and, that's all well and good, but at the very least every weapon will be able to do a thing on the secret, which is nice, and technically I suppose if you were quick about it, you could just do runs backwards and forwards, swiping the monster to death, but that'll be vastly less effective compared to your complex, more ground moveset as normal. In any case, though, that is nice to see, but what is also nice to see is we swap from the greatsword to the heavy bowgun while running as we almost get glopped. I'm going to use every opportunity to say that as often as possible. This confirms that obviously, as we expected, we can swap weapons while mounted without dismounting and then start using that attack, but this is a heavy bowgun. It was folded, and it is rapid firing, or at the very least it very much looks like it. So rapid fire heavy bowguns, that gives a little bit of a new dimension, even if it might take away from light bowguns. We'll have to see when we get more details, but the potential is here for existing mechanics to be expanded into existing weapons that previously didn't have them. In any case, we are still running from this herd, and then, yes, the sand traps. Now, he does say if we can make it to the rocks, we might lose them, which does imply that we can physically go over there, which is ridiculous because it really does imply that the Windward Plains is massive, and it's just one locale in the Forbidden Lands. So that is huge in multiple senses. But sadly, down we go into the sand trap, the poor seikret, and this is very reminiscent of the Diablo intro in World, where we go down the sand hole and we'll end up in a cavey situation, and this will be the monster introduction where we likely have to hunt it afterwards. But the fact that it comes burrowing through the ceiling after you, and the thing is, it makes sense, right? It's a Leviathan, it's live, it is aerodynamic, sandodynamic, still want that to be a thing, but its actual three-pronged jaw looks like a mining drill, which is so apt and so monstrous, like my gog. In any case, we're of course doing the normal hunter thing, which is NPC, get out of here! I'm gonna stab this thing to death and hopefully wear its skin. So, indeed, he runs off, does a little bit of hide, and then this clearly is where it's going to transition to gameplay and actually do it. And here's a really good look at the little lining, clammy, oystery eyes that you can see along its jawline. Ooh, God, he's a looker, isn't he? Oh, it's a little like Anne's creepy, grasping mouth. In any case, yeah, his roar, the glowing center of his throat, and then we get this amazingness. Now, we've had interactions with the environment from monsters, but this looks like it's really taking it up a notch, like it's crawled up here, woven itself around this. I mean, clearly, right, you can knock this down, maybe shoot the right of it, get it to fall, it'll down him if you time it when he's up here, but at the very least, yeah, that is a really, really nice little bit of hunt. And then up we go, trying to run out of the sand trap, and this one is actual gameplay. Like, they will create them while you're hunting, and you will be getting sucked into the middle, and we need to sprint up. And now we've leapt, we start getting dragged back down as it leaps towards us. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, this seems to be the Monster Hunter of epic moments, created by focus mode attacks, created by the way the environment and the monster and you blend together, giving you these close calls naturally and dynamically, making you feel like a badass for getting out of them. Like, I really honestly feel like we're all gonna feel like speedrunner level hunters just instinctively in Wilds, and that's such a cool theme to be thinking about as long as it doesn't compromise on difficulty. I really do hope that restocking at camp isn't a thing in Wilds, because maybe we don't have a camp, right? We're new here, so fingers crossed, but hey-oh, that might just be base mechanics of Monster Hunter going forward, which, you know, admittedly it probably is. In any case, that is a big thing to notice. Look what the seikret does when we get glopped here. Glopped upon. Hop, it hops to the right to avoid it. Yeah. Yes, that is quite interesting. So is that automatically, or indeed is that a little input? You can hop left, right, back, etc. to iframe through attacks while on your seikret. If so, that's some really fine control, and honestly something we probably could have had on Palamutes, but then again, it wasn't built for you staying on them, they were just transport. Seems like the seikret here is really built for you actually fighting on it to complement and hybridize with your ground moveset, which is really, really nice. The actual control the seikret seems to have and its maneuverability really playing into your weapon. In any case then, we do see a doshaguma with the balahara, and yes, they are confirmed having a turf war. And, haha, look at it. It's a double turf war as well. There's two of them swarming in it. The fact that we can get multiple large monster on large monster turf wars? Ah! Yes, please. That is so so wonderful, and it clearly looks like that, yes, these guys have the rivalry. We know that the Windward Plains is the first zone. We know as we enter it, we get attacked by the new Leviathan. We know that the new bears are here. We know that they don't like each other very much, Bambaro Beatodus. I am 100% almost convinced these are the first two introductory opening monsters, which is ridiculous of a step up from what we're used to. It almost feels like Wilds is starting with Master Rank level, and that would be quite the turn-up, wouldn't it? Then another little bit of a focus on our mysterious lightning spiral rock, which I'm still convinced didn't naturally form like that completely, and is going to be very much story-related, and we do get perhaps a little nod towards that. See, Ryozo said, pay attention to a monster later in the trailer that's very important. And here he is. Unnamed, we don't get to see much. He very clearly has wing arms. He's planting them on the ground. He's got back legs too, of course, but he doesn't have the extra two. So I think this is the gore magala skeleton, but without the front two legs, or a more raised up version of the pseudo-wyvern, the Naga the Tigrex skeleton. But in either case, that's freaking awesome. It's definitely not just a normal flying wyvern, at least to me. And then seeing what it does... it makes sense that the big boy of the Windward Plains would channel the lightning through its fucking railgun-shaped horns. Now, there is a little face under there. I can't get a lot of detail, but the horns just aren't its face. They are horns on top, but they are, of course, the big main feature. Like, when you see it like this, it is very gory, very Shagaru Magala-y. Like, this is Railgun Magala, isn't it? Like, what this thing... There's not enough words I could put across to describe this. The big thing, though, is this Flagship? It's thematic to the lightning, the rods, what we've seen of the land. It's supposedly an important monster. Is it the Flagship? Is it even a flying wyvern? Is it an elder dragon? Is it just simply the big boss apex of the Windward Plains? There's a lot to dig in here, and a lot I want to, and that is its own separate discussion that we will have, but at the very least, he is looking absolutely phenomenal. You can see his mouth there. He's got a big spiky chin. Like, he almost does have a little bit of a Zenoga-esque vibe to him, which is another thing I do want to talk about with his big, heavy wings he slaps down. Honestly, I think they're to brace himself for his actual boom lightning that he can blast out. Like, that the bear did not deserve that, my guy. My God. In any case, yeah, this is the big monster reveal past the Leviathan, and completely new. I am convinced the next trailer at Gamescom will name him, official render, and all of that goodness. Until now, merely speculation, but speculate we shall. This is big, at least big if you are into the story, which I am most certainly going to be. These look like the desert people that I was saying, oh, I bet the boy is searching for. I bet there will be people living in the Forbidden Lands, in the Windward Plains. We're going to have contact. And lo and behold, there is also this spiral affair, stones put into the wall, there's symbology there, there's something about it, it's important. Clearly, these guys know what they're doing with the land. They're having to interact with it. Their outfits are built for it. I mean, it's the Fremen, isn't it? Oh my God. Is our hunter going to turn out to be Eliezer Al-Gaib? I feel like I've just cracked the code. I feel like I've just cracked the code here. In any case, yeah, the doshaguma, they're in the village. So, if it wasn't clear, it's definitive. This is a village in the Windward Plains that we have been sent in to explore by the Commission, confirmed the research of this area. The guild sent us, but we've got this boy. The boy clearly must have been from this village or connected to it or these people, but there is a village here. So maybe we save it from the doshaguma and it becomes our base in the Windward Plains, or our base full stop, but certainly there is something going to be happening with it, and it's not just here to be thrown away, is it? But again, the doshaguma gets involved here, so maybe this is where we actually first hunt one. But there is clearly something in the walls and this sort of slaty, onyxy material slotted in these patterns. There will be legends in this land, myths that will probably lead to either the flagship, if it is that lightning guy, or something else, and the ultimate surprise, it's a big Elder Dragon final boss that I am convinced will still happen, as it always does. And then, yes, don't worry, the hunter is here. And yeah, those people really were built for this environment. Like, they clearly might teach us the ways of it, gives us warning, maybe they know about the monsters, but there is a lot of potential there that I find fascinating. And then we get this. Contextless, but it's very inspiring, and yeah, that is the hunter, boldly striding towards it, not a care in the world. We're just seeing ourselves some brand new clothes that we've yet to skin. And yeah, that's our handler who has come with us. I assume Gemma the Smithy is still hanging back at the boat, or wherever we first landed, but we have taken the boy here. I assume not to just put a random child in danger, but as I keep saying, he is connected to it. And then this... the greatsword getting revealed out of the fabric, flying through the air. Just watch, you'll see what hunting is all about. Catching it off the mount for an aerial leap into the new wormy Leviathan. I mean, what? That's so cool! What is the context for it, though? When will this happen? When has it happened? What is the order of events? Is this going to be when we first arrive and we get attacked by these guys before we even meet our new friend that we've talked about, and how we first get our weapon riding in on the secret? Don't you worry. All I know is... great sword, best weapon. I don't care what you say. This is peak Monster Hunter, and 2025 cannot come fast enough. Aha! Oh my, I feel lightheaded, and I love it, you know, it's just the best. It's all the best. It's all of it the best. Yeah. For now then, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think. There will be more reveals, the website's getting updated, there's interviews and articles, and generally more stuff to talk about that we'll dig deeper in. But for now, my more raw, in-depth, frame-by-frame trailer thoughts. I hope you have enjoyed this. Please get your own theories in. And yeah, like if you enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more. Consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below. And until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.